Anyways, just for fun. Well, as we all know, the 2002 Brownlow full coverage of the 2002 Brownlow medal wasn't even uploaded on YouTube at the moment. So let's get into it. So we start that year off with round one. Well, Richmond had a comprehensive 57-point win over Collingwood. Matthew Richardson kicked six, Brad Otten's four, picking up where they left off from 2001. As for Collingwood, Scott Cummings kicked five on debut for the Magpies. Brody Holland with three, Mark Richardson with three. Anthony Rocker kicked the goal of the match with with that absolute ball burster, according to Eddie Maguire. 12 different goal kickers for the Saints. Stevie Milne was the only multiple goal kicker in an upset win over Carlton. Andrew Merrington was the only multiple goal kicker for the Blues with two. Essendon won convincingly against Geelong by 50 points in that match. Matthew Lloyd was six, up to his old tricks, continuing his 2001 form. Kent Kingsley kicked four for the Cats. Meanwhile, at Football Park, or should I say Amy Stadium, Adam Sips Adam Simpson had a play great for the North. The North, so did Shannon Grant in a gutsy upset win over the Power. Justin Le- Justin Lepich was awesome, 5 goals against Sydney. Larry Hall kicked four on debut for the Swans. But the highlight of the game, well, I say the low light of the game, was the injury to Tony Lockett on his first game back for after 3 years. West Coast dominated the local derby against Fremantle thanks to the great midfield work from Ben Cousins and Chad Fletcher. Adelaide completely dominated against the Western Bulldogs, winning by they won by 19 points, even though the Dogs kicked inaccurately with 12-21. I just going back to do the 2002 Brownlow medal votes, even though it hasn't been uploaded to YouTube yet. David Neitz kicked 5 goals, looking like a permanent full forward against Hawthorn on Easter Monday. Hawthorn were not like the Hawks of 2001 that game. Anyways, let's go to the votes. I'm from Adelaide and play for Athelston, play footy for Athelston, and hey Riley, just going back 24 years to record the O2 Brownlow medal votes, and hey Jessa, just going back in time to the O2 Brownlow medal votes. Anyways, round one. Richmond versus Collingwood. Collingwood and Buckley, 1 vote. Richmond, G. Tivendale, 2 votes. Richmond, and Richardson, 3 votes. St Kilda versus Carlton. St Kilda, A. Thompson, 1 vote. Well, it's a cool effort. 23 people watching. Carlton, A. McKay, 2 votes. St Kilda, R. Harvey, 3 votes. Geelong versus Essendon. Essendon, M. Lloyd, 1 vote. Essendon, J. Johnson, 2 votes. Essendon, J. Hurd, 3 votes. Port Adelaide versus Kangaroos. Kangaroos, B. Harvey, 1 vote. Kangaroos, M. Porter, 2 votes. Kangaroos, S. Grant, 3 votes. Brisbane versus Sydney versus Brisbane. Brisbane, B. McDonald, 1 vote. Brisbane, J. Lepich, 2 votes. Brisbane and Lappin, 3 votes. West Coast Eagles versus Fremantle. West Coast P. Cousins, 1 vote. Fremantle P. Bell, 2 votes. West Coast C. Fletcher, 3 votes. Western Bulldogs versus Adelaide. Western Bulldogs M. Robbins, 1 vote. Adelaide A. McLeod, 2 votes. Adelaide K. Johnson, 3 votes. That's very cool, mate. Hawthorn versus Melbourne. Hawthorn D. Chick, 1 vote. Melbourne T. Johnston, 2 votes. Melbourne, D Neats, 3 votes. The highlights of round 2. Barry Hall kicking 7 against Carlton in a huge win at Optus Oval. Brodie Holland kicking 8 for Collingwood in a cameo win over the Eagles. Byron Pickett kicked 6 for North. Fremantle scored a gutsy upset win over St Kilda. Anyways, round 2. Essendon versus Richmond. Essendon, J Blumfield, 1 vote. Essendon, J Hurd, 2 votes. Essendon, D Peveril, 3 votes. Carlton versus Sydney. Sydney, G Bennett, 1 vote. Sydney, B Kirk, 2 votes. Sydney, B Hall, 3 votes. Collingwood versus West Coast Eagles. Eagles, B Cousins, 1 vote. Collingwood, A Rocker, 2 votes. Collingwood, B Holland, 3 votes. Adelaide versus Geelong. Adelaide, B Burton, 1 vote. Adelaide, K Johnson, 2 votes. Adelaide, M Bode, 3 votes. Kangaroos versus Western Bulldogs. Bulldogs, B Johnson, 1 vote. Kangaroos, B Harvey, 2 votes. Kangaroos, B Pickett, 3 votes. Brisbane versus Hawthorn. Brisbane, M Pike, 1 vote. Brisbane, S Black, 2 votes. Brisbane, M Voss, 3 votes. Fremantle versus St Kilda. Fremantle, St Kilda, A Jones, 1 vote. Fremantle, T Cook, 2 votes. Fremantle, St Kilda, S Low, 3 votes. Melbourne versus Port Adelaide. Port Adelaide, J Schofield, 1 vote. Melbourne, A Uze, 2 votes. Melbourne, T Johnston, 3 votes. Anyways, it's sometime before the Brownlow. That is, I reckon you'll be playing backline in the game against my boys Roz. In that one, and I usually play up forward for Athelston when Nate can be able to can kick goals or be used as a decoy forward as needed. Anyways, I think there could be a new live stream coming in September called the Lockie Medal, which is like similar to the Brownlow Medal, but there's we like just judges the best players in my opinion for each of the games in 2026 for the AFL. To see who played really good in these weeks. Anyways, moving on to round 3 for 2002 Brownlow Medal. Carlton versus Carlton had a Carlton versus Collingwood. Carlton won by 20 points. Collingwood and Buckley 1 vote. Carlton as Kappa. So, well, may have to wait. Might be best if I wait till the real 2002 Brownlow Medal coverage is finally up on YouTube to get so I can hear what the votes are. Because might be a bit of a long time of this live stream anyway. With the like, if anyone's watched the Cardman Medal or the True Footy Medal, it's like similar to what the Brownlow Medal is. So I watched a bit of the Cardman Medal last year, and I reckon Nick Dacos might have won the Cardman 22 medal, and I think Zach Butters might have won the True Footy medal. And that was back when Druzy was on that show. For the 2002 SANFL McGarry medal counts ready up on YouTube, bros. I think I'm just gonna check to see who. If that was a year, it was a Sturt double header that year. The Tim Weverald and Jade Sheedy won the medal that year. In the real Brownlow medal, Simon Black actually won the Brownlow that year. Josh Franco came second on 21 votes. Shane Crawford played pretty good that year, coming third with 17. Michael Voss and Adam Uze were also on third with 17. Paul Williams, Luke Darcy, Travis Johnston, and Ben Cousins were on 16. And so is Des Headland. Well, Des Headland had a very good year that year for Brisbane. Another one who played pretty good that year was Andrew McLeod, although he was ineligible for after he done for striking Matthew Lloyd. He finished on 16 votes that year. As we for the Lockie medal, thinking that one day, I usually would have to go by how many points they scored on AFL Fantasy. Well, I think whoever's got the highest score on that one might actually might be the best player in this season coming up for the AFL for the Lockie medal. I'll be doing that after the final round of the AFL season. Who's excited for? Who's going to be excited for the Lockie medal? Okay, which is my own Brownlow medal for 2026. Anyways, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next video, next stream. Peace.